How y'all doing? To me, Zacarias. And there's a video going on, an African American descendant man, kind of highly complected brother. He he is defending um, he's defending Philando. Defending Yañez, and saying it's justified of killing Philando Castile. And and I'm gonna go both ways on this situation because there's another YouTuber that's live streaming this, and I already had a beef with a friend, okay, yesterday that I was trying to start, but I didn't like the live stream how it started out. That's going on now. No, I don't agree with the brother. And that's a COOnservative. That's what, but okay. I'm a liberal. Um, I just don't like people who bitch and moan about the black community. None of us are pure black, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Being divided. Um, we always stereotype. We don't get the individual card, but when a person is individualistic, you want to bash them because they're not what you want. I just get tired, especially if it's a male. But you say that you there, and one thing, I do plan on marrying a woman. I want to get this straight right now. And I've been called gay, faggot, and all the other stuff in the comment section. And then, like, when they made fun of the conservative brother, people saying he sound gay. The dude dressed nice and talk with a proper English accent. Okay, does not look like ghetto trash. Don't look like Kodak Black, who dark skin and but look like a buff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold the thing right here because I got this battery charge thing on here. But anyway, I'm gonna hold the screen because it keep cutting me off, y'all. I'm gonna have to hold it because I have a security thing on my phone and this keep closing every time there's no activity. I'm using the stupid thing. But anyway, point is, so it don't make no sense to be back to the story for this dude to make fun of this brother because he talks different Carter Banks and saying that white racists are not scared of black men that are gay or offended if they're straight, which is untrue because I like women and I don't act all that ballistic and thug like, and I'm liberal, but when I make my videos, I've been called a nigga by white racist people on Facebook. They be call me gay and call me the N word, called me fun of my markers back on that too, and identity. Um, so I don't know what you're talking about, and I was suicidal growing up. Not only I was getting mistreated by those African-Americans, they me with different shades, the hair texture from the darkest to those like white folks, calling me gay because I acted that belligerent, buffoonery, hypermasculine, brute type mentality growing up as a child. But since I didn't act that in a mostly white and later on became mostly Hispanic school, I was made fun of too, called gay and this and that. So, and there were many more racists who were saying that as well. There were those who were not, but also there were those who were racist because when I did talk to a girl that was like white, a Latina, all of a sudden someone made an issue, even though I ain't mixed with white and native down the family tree. And finally I got Spanish Creole, which is part of the French Creole roots. And that's part Hispanic as well. You know, it's not from Latin America. So that's a damn lie about those who are not hyper masculine and yeah, something wrong with this thing. It keeps cutting me off. Sorry about y'all. Let me see what is wrong with this thing. Um, yeah, but I'm charging it as I'm doing this live stream, and I should I put a security thing on there, app on there on my phone. But anyway, let's get to the subject. So they're saying they're making fun of this man, and what's pissing me off, instead of attacking the content of the video, they're focusing on his proper English, the way he dressed, and saying it's gay and talking about Carter and Banks. Which, if he was liberal and defending Philando Castile and went against Yañez, that brother I give a pat because I prefer to dress like that. I don't want to be a minstrel show jigaboo trash that make us as a people look bad, which is part of the video I do agree with. Okay, not the part of him bashing Philando, but the brother that's on that video who's a conservative. That is very true that thug life mentality, which that's why many brothers, some brothers, I can't say many, have bought into that because it was a masculine type of trait that people thought that, you know what I'm saying, instead of being the brother who's working, who's taking care of the business, taking care of the house and all that. Yes, and I have to agree that partially is a single parent household with women involved. But also, I can't blame the women and say, well, it take two to tango. And you have men who made the babies, okay, along with the women. Had to use that calm, be nasty, so I like to say it like that. In order to make the baby, you should stood your ground and be masculine enough to take care of the child away from the mama if the mama was a too shit mom, okay? And then that's why I'm not out there my own self responsibly thoughting, because even if it's responsible on my part, I was, because if I was fucking every woman out there, first of all, I don't have the money to take care of a kid right now. Second of all, I do believe in getting married when you have kids, okay? When you have kids, you have kids when you're married, not before marriage. And third of all, I don't want any woman being my child's mom, because I don't want to have to go to jail if they abuse to my kid. I don't care what color they were, okay? So all that little reverse sex, I'm getting tired that brothers bitch and moan about how we don't get along and we always cooning for master. But that was cooning for master too, because you're telling this brother he has to dumb down himself in order to be a true brother by the way he act, not the stuff he's saying. And that one thing that pissed me off in the live stream that Avaya, shall I go ahead and say, is doing, is that you over here, you always bitching and moaning about the people of the community don't come together. I'm not changing a damn thing for my damn self. You don't first don't like me, that the middle finger goes to whoever they don't like, okay? But instead of attacking the brother's content, the stuff he's saying, you're talking about his demeanor. And that demeanor is something that if he was liberal and going along with Philando Castile and attacking Pocho Cooney Yañez, I would sit here and want to get with the video. But let's get to the subject. So anybody come on my channel with their homophobic shit, and half the brothers who go to jail are fucking bisexual anyway. So I mean, you go to jail and brag about raping somebody and sag your pants, you don't think that's come on now, all right? That's why I said when both him and Lovey T talking about Lavasha did a video about the gang member in Georgia, that didn't shock me about them sexing people in the game, because if these same dudes go to homosexual jail in prisons and exposed to it, they say they hate faggots and punks, but they go to jail where it goes on. I don't understand how that concept, because you try to avoid it, and actually, I'm nerds, sorry y'all. And so that's the whole reason why. So let me get to the subject. The reason why I'm making this video, because the part of the video I do definitely disagree is with this COOnservative saying. So I had to get that out there because it gets on my nerves that brothers don't have individual freedom in this country, and it's not coming from only white America. It's masses whipping boy within the community who the fiddlers try to tell us how to learn our lives, what to wear, their white bash area, all that other stuff. I don't want no man telling me what to do. So if you're a man, worry about your own way of living. Don't worry about me individually, okay? So I'm not trying to dress up and look good for another man. Especially if they say they're straight. They shouldn't worry about what I'm doing, how I act, how I dress, all the other stuff. They get on my nerves. Worry about them women and your woman, okay? Okay, so that needs to, if the reason why the African community is so divided, because you have people, like I said, about Lovey T, his friend, feel that you can disrespect anybody of the African descent, the diaspora or heritage, and treat like shit, but whine about white men doing it. Okay, I understand treating your enemies like shit, but you can't bitch and moan when you do, because they're not fitting to your expectations. That they're selfish on that person's part. That's why we have so much division. Okay? And people with sense like myself ain't gonna dumb down, change their whole demeanor to fit in. I'm almost fucking 40 years old. Those days are over with, okay? So this is how real I'm gonna get. So going back to the video. There's a brother on World Star, even on YouTube, people have copy French, whatever you call it, of this dude, well-dressed brother who's conservative, COOnservative, I call it, and I do give him props, speaking proper English, dressing good, but he's lost, okay? And someone like me can probably, and one thing about me, I'm not perfect. I'm a scoffer my own self when it comes to Proverbs 9. Don't correct me, and I'm the type of person that want God to correct me, okay? Because human can twist things around, mistreat. I'm glad I brought that up because that brother doesn't understand that some of the laws, I mean, there's people in law enforcement who twist the rules around, be that bad authority. Not all bad, all authority is good authority. So that needs to stop talking about God, brother. If you're evangelical, no offense, I'm an ex-Protestant. There's things in there. I don't want to bash anyone who is a conservative Protestant or evangelical who follows me, because I try to be respectful, even though I hate the religion. Not all authority is good authority. You have bad. You even have Judas. You even have Peter, who Leon changed his life around, but even he turned against you. So you understand, you have bad authority. You have King of Gentiles. You got the Theophilus. If you know your scripture so much, you'll know there's bad authority within the good. Okay, in the good of a nation. Not everybody, because no man is perfect. So people use their imperfection to do harm to an authority, and that's what happened in Philando Castello thing. And so the brothers. Yeah. Now, first of all, I'm not defending Yañez. Officer say something, I'm not gonna pull anything out. I will let you know that. But it was stupid for Yañez to know that the dude said it's not a gun, because if it's not a gun, if you're so scared, Yañez, what I would have done, because I plan on being an officer if I don't become famous, said, sir, can you get out of the car? And I start searching him, okay? Then if I don't see a gun, then, you know, we'll proceed, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, but the dude, Yañez, is not fit to be a police officer, and I think Yañez has that mejor raza, better race mentality, where they're Latinos due to Jose Vasconcelos, the Rosma Cosmica's essay as in a written document, not no cholo, y'all, okay? Who put it in Latin America, only Mexico, that to get rid of the Negro race, to race mix, as in marrying people who are lighter, comes from, okay? That comes in our community too, okay? So, because we're not pure black, okay? So, and I'm also part Hispanic on the Spanish Creole side, so y'all know that part, found out last year. But in Latin America, that's promoted in so many ways, and even those who were Americanized here, you have Latinos who would not bring a black person, aka black person, home, because they're afraid the children not to be darker. Not always the case, be darker than them or whatever. So the idea is to marry a white person, be part of the white community, dominate themselves. I mean, let white, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you have folks who voted for Trump. So do you understand that even though Trump don't, that's why he want to put a wall, because he know that Latinos are Spanish, African, and Native American, all three. Majority of people are Afro mestizo mixture, but due to all that mixing, to get rid of the African looking next generation was to mejor la raza, to bear. That's where the idea come from. So it seemed to me what that mejor raza is to put the black part as bad and the white part as good. Even though the white part is called and used for language way back in respect, which is stupid things. I don't understand that concept. Yeah, there are African people who do that too, who are cooning, but those people in the African community don't have power. Okay, the white people do. Okay, most likely there is an African American person, which I don't agree with. And calling a Latino person a way back in respect is no different than Latino calling him a nigger or mayate is stupid, okay? The idea is that since you mistreat me like massa, I'm going to treat you how massa treats you. That's where the idea is coming from, okay? But the people within the communities don't understand it. Not all Latinos and not all African American people have. Sorry, y'all. I had to change the security code here. Have issues with that. Not all of them have issues about hating each other. You have Latinos who do not have the mentality, and you have African American people who don't have the mentality. So it gets on my nerves when people paint because one particular or a couple of individuals do something. Everybody, the whole group is. I always tell people, you're not God to say that. Only God knows a man's heart. Okay, and I ain't perfect, but I know this. Because I had Latinos who helped me out when there was many brothers and sisters who ain't gonna help me, and they had vice versa. Okay, so that's why I have different mentality. So I look at people as individuals. But anyway, so to the brother who was making this video, don't realize that I played the role. My record is clean. I go look for jobs when I don't have enough, if I'm not working every day. I'm looking for opportunities, and and one thing I disagree with Phil from the Vice show, talking about the people who are not hyper masculine, who are brothers like myself. We are, whether we straight, gay, or bi, no matter what our orientation is, white racist men don't fear us, which is a damn lie, because I've been feared. I have been looked at, downplayed, and by me being a multiracial identifier, that also, which I'm glad, because I know that person, once they don't acknowledge me as who I am, I know that they're a racist behind closed doors. And I start to, like I said, on my videos, start to get rid of them as possible. Not be around that particular white person, knowing that, and checking my behind, smiling their face, they smile my face, wanting to stab my back, okay? So, anyway, so that's the reason why I said that. And so, when this brother was making a comment, he which is let you know, yes, you have, and I'm going to recognize that brother. They pulled you over when you said in the video of being armed. That's very true, brother. You have been harassed. They should never pull you on if they felt like you're not a threat. And you're right. Trust me, that's why I bash the brothers who portray that jigaboo, step and fetch it stereotype. Because we have to carry that weight. When we're not trying to thug, we're not trying to be the menace of society. But here come people within our community, outside the community, want us to be that image for their own racial exploitative entertainment, until it gets serious when that person becomes that villain. Then they want to bitch and moan and say, thug, hang the wall, hang them on a tree with a billboard. That's when it comes like that. But anyway, point is, on Facebook, especially here in Houston, when it comes to the outlets, news outlets, a lot of these folks make all these old racial slurs, which I don't understand how. Okay? So, don't you understand that when they pulled you over and armed you when you were not supposed to be a threat, they already thought that you was a villain. Okay, so right there, don't try to play the role that you know have proper authority, because you're not on your own terms, but they have proper choose based on your luck. Okay, none of us, you and I, and even the brother who's making the don't fit the criteria. We're different shades. We can't pass like what's the man name who made a comment and folks are shocked that he has black DNA. I'm not, because I read about multiracial heritage and people mix in society. What's the band name? Johnny Depp. Okay, Johnny Depp can pass for Latino. He's African American and white and native like many of us, but his family, because he's a descendant of a mulatto who won her freedom. Okay, a lot of folks not know that, but Johnny Depp, that's very true. So when he made the comment about Donald Trump, I said, not my high y'all brother, and I had to tell people that yes, he is part black. So when he identifies white, well, he grew up that way, but technically genetics don't change your doesn't change your genetics. Okay, all right, you know what I'm saying? If just like I said about if you're black, my heritage is not black 100%. It's partially black, whether it be majority or whatever, it don't matter. It's still mixed race. They see you, okay, but as an ignorant person seeing me as that, and if I'm supposed to fight against ignorance and lies, I should not go along with it. That's why I say I don't say white man is not the Lord. Okay, so but y'all treat him like the Lord the way, because you want to have a hating and loving relationship with the oppressor. I don't understand that. But Me personally, when a white person does not accept me for who I am as a multiracial person, I don't accept them as friends and don't want to be associated with that person. So, the point is, this man here is lost because you are seen as a Miss Society based on your look way before they even had the movie come out, okay? And it gets on my nerves with those who are minorities, not just him. I bet you Yañez feel the same way too. Well, I don't act, cholo and all that other stuff, and I talk with proper English and I speak English proper. The same Porchos and Coons, they're both related, which makes sense because people African Americans mix with white Native Americans or Latinos. Funny, okay? They don't look the same, but they have. I bet you if they did a DNA test, I bet one of them African slaves that the Spanish brought is related to the African slave that the English brought here. And the European, somehow the Spanish and the English or the French, somehow goes to so-called the what they call the Neanderthal, whatever, ancestor. Okay, and then the native part, okay, so someone from another tribe long time ago within America before Columbus came in, probably south of the border before it became a border and mixed down there. So I bet you these people who attack each other but be on the same page with Trump are 9-10 related. Y'all get my point? It's very funny. Okay, the point is, because it's the nationality and colonization that divides us, but technically African Americans who are mixed with white and Native American, not pure black, and also Latinos who mix with the three, even don't want to claim the black part, are technically related. That's very true. So all they're trying to say, don't bring a Mexican home, black person home, and Puerto Rican home, whatever. Y'all really stop, okay? You're gonna win. Okay, hating African American and hating is Latino descent person is really gonna make you win. White race persons love stop. Even Stacey Dash, who's part Mexican, part African American, will tell you how they can her if she really got it. If she's not clueless yet, okay? So on Fox News, okay, she did a Trump thing. She even make a comment about when Jose Flores was killed. Jose Flores was killed by that dark-skinned brother. You know what I'm saying? She even make a comment about that. She didn't. No, for real. While all the African-American people and Hispanic folks who are racist was bashing each other over this child being murdered by a brother, Latino child, this woman here was campaigning for Trump. And I told y'all on my last video, I said, y'all here bashing and calling y'all mayate and way back and speak and nigga. This black Mexican woman, okay, was taking pictures with Trump and sponsoring his campaign and funding his campaign. So y'all just silly. So I said when he won, no, I didn't want him to win because it's money making decision to get out of this country. It's hell, okay? But when you have people hating on each other within the community for something that's little, like a low-wage job, a hood and barrio that they don't own, because that's the case if African American people or Latino people would own something in that barrio or hood where the people mostly fight over drug deals, they're not too much fighting. If they fight about color, yes. But just like in Get Rich Die Trying film, they're fighting, like in LA, they fight over who's making more money than the other brother or a Latino guy. That's what the whole reason why you have the black and brown racism in Los Angeles. It's about white man's drug money and who makes more sales for him and who goes to jail for him, and also to who kills each other, because the idea of African American and Latinos fighting each other is to kill off the people of color. That's where the conquer and divide comes from, okay? And those who participate in that mess, stop putting my name in it. I'm not going to hate a Mexican when I have Spanish DNA in me too. And also I'll go ahead and say African and Native, even though maybe he don't want to admit it or she don't want to admit it. And also too, that me, an African American descendant person, is not going to sit here bash those in our community who don't participate in it, okay? Because you have those in our community who have no problem, who have no issue, we have an issue with Latinos. So, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to denounce none of that and go along, and I'm not gonna go ahead and call no Mexican the B word or call way back or a spick or any other Latino, okay? And I'm not gonna sit here and try to somehow assimilate to, you know, to hate African American people, okay? It's just stupid. And I grew up with that identity, you know, I'm multiracial, okay? And my family are not pure African descent, if you trace our ancestry, okay? So, you know, has Spanish origin, okay? So that makes you part Latino too as well, from the Creole side, Real, okay? In the family tree. Like, shot, okay, that's real good, that's my language. But, I don't, but I laugh at both the communities because when the Trump supporters Klan came in and passed in California or whatever, Anaheim, whatever, here come African American people, Hispanic people come together. You should have been doing it a long time ago, way before the Klan came in. But y'all learn how to call each other niggas and wetbacks from those people. So don't get mad when they come to your community and start calling you those names. When you the one initiated, instead of having a black and brown alliance to help the community and get along. And I think that the idea, and like I said, the whole idea of the black and brown division in the communities over a slow wage job, a neighborhood that's poor in poverty, that's not like no Beverly Hills, okay? That nobody own because we had gentrification going on, raise your tax money up to get you out of there so white folks can move in. There would not be any other drug deals that, yeah, they may come from the Caribbean or Latin America, but it's white men who's bringing those drugs through airplanes and paying men of color, especially women, men of color, especially I was African American, and also along with the women and Hispanic to sell. And you fighting over each other over something that you don't really own, that you're trying to make profit on, but it's causing poison in the community. It's causing destruction in the community. It's causing division that's stupid, okay, because that's not going to get you in the Klan, okay, and whether it be African or Hispanic person, because both hate you, the Klan hates you, you know what I'm saying, and then two, the job that you're arguing about is not even worth a living. I mean, what grown person at 30 and above, or even 21, about a low-wage job that really, if they would have stayed in school, I'm sorry to say this, on both communities, stayed in school, learn English properly, and I'm not saying to disobey Spanish, okay, or try to, I'm not saying you try to become fully white. It's called being educated, because none of us in African are pure white, or pure black, but we're definitely pure white, okay? Get an education, and I have to agree with that, okay? So you will not be that statistic in the prison system. So you can actually prove to the white society that we're not violent people in any community, okay? So because while y'all call each other monkeys and all other stuff and legals and stuff, that's what white people look at the whole people of color. The white race people talking about, not all white people. The white race people look at you, look at us as illegals. They feel that America belongs to them when it actually belongs to our Native American ancestors, not a white ancestor. Okay? And of course, on to the African American ancestors, African descendant ancestors, but the African ancestors were going to Mexico or at Americas, the United States, or any part of the Americas were brought here based on slavery. So that debunks people's argument right there. So in both parties, whether it be African descent, mixed with white, Native American, or Mexican, Spanish, and along with African, don't want to admit it or not, we both it's stupid to bash each other. So that's why I don't get involved in that black and brown racism, because I know my history. And I'm from Texas, and when they stole this from Mexico to make a slave country over the issue of slavery, and people don't know where this idea comes from. I learned this from Chicanos. I didn't learn this from an African American person. Chicanos wrote people like Joe Avera, Roberto Rodriguez, Patricia Gonzalez's husband, who is a Chicano writer who talked about this, and I learned this back in the 90s. Okay, so I get my sources. I think it's Roberto Garcia. Yeah, I mean Rodriguez. Yeah, he's a writer from the either from what's that either El Paso or I think they live in Phoenix, Arizona, or Mexico. I mean New Mexico, excuse me. But you know, they talked about the African mixture in Mexico, and Joe Havana Garbaso talked about the slavery issue over the Alamo. So that's why, by me liking Mexican culture and not knowing I had Spanish origin from the Creole side of the family until later last year, by me being, you know, both African American and technically part Hispanic on the other side of the border, along with white Anglo and American, it just gets on my nerves to hear people uneducated. Because the main reason why that people are fighting is the lack of education about themselves. So that's why. But the reason why I brought the history part, y'all, is because both of the COOnservative and Yañez, the Portugal, the Latin version of the Coon, don't realize that white America do not want none of you. Okay? I'm glad that we're talking about this. It is because back 10 years ago, you had African American men, and it's a private stricken ones, 19, who was saying that they couldn't get a job because a Mexican took the job, and it wasn't a job that I would love to have, a CEO, a exec, you know what I'm saying, something that's high class. It was a low wage job, and these dudes were older to be my dad, probably grandfather, okay? And I'm like, really? You know, and you're joining the Minutemen, and waiting for the Mexican cross the board so you can join with the white men. So, and I remember seeing that on, oh, well, they're killing our people. No, it's the ignorant ones in both the Latin and the African American are killing, okay? Who have hatred when they don't know where their hatred comes from. They don't realize that while they call each other a spick and a wetback and a nigger and a monkey and chungo, they're getting their ideology or those words from white racist people who hate both. And it's the stupidest thing in the world, because I told you, if Trump wins and there be a racial war, yeah, people think African American people and Latino think because of machismo, hypermasculine trash, they're gonna win. White folks got a lot of guns, bombs. Sorry to say, I'm not trying to put white people on a pedestal, but they have. If you're a president of the United States and you're racist, you gotta make sure your army is prepared to fight you. And fighting sticks and stones and little hood and bio guns is not going to help you. These folks got mass destruction. They know how to kill a whole community. So if you got folks who, and many of the white racist people who belong to the police department, many of them are veterans. And I wouldn't be shocked the one that was cussing the brother out was probably was a white supremacist, the way he was talking to that dark skinned brother. I did a video yesterday. So it don't make no sense to y'all think that they're hyper masculine or that machismo is going to stop white supremacy. Communities. Funny that both me and both communities want to use that against one another within the African American or in the Hispanic or outside. Doesn't make any sense. So, in being hypermasculine in jail or prison, you have no power. That's not going to win a race war, okay? And you can probably set a Latino to get killed or an African American to get killed. You're putting yourself in harm's way, because while y'all doing that, the white racist man is trying to find some way to kill you both. And that's why that Trump won. And sucking on Trump's dick to try to win over is not going to help you. That's the stupidest thing in the world. So, and I said, I'm partially glad that he won, to teach both communities a lesson. Okay? No, I did not vote for Trump. I voted for Gary Johnson. But since those that like Yañez, like this Coonan brother here, what's the woman? This woman named Diamond and Silk, George Lopez, Cat Williams, all y'all trying to coon and push a coon and hating on each other when the white people slap their dicks in your face and call you the wetback and the nigga and all those other stupid names, you're gonna be crying about it. Okay? So trying to coon and poach a coon for massa for white men, because white men never wanted a Latino or an African American to sit have anything, it's not going to help you. Okay? And when I was going back to the case, the Philando case, yes, someone did get some little karma. We're talking about Yañez. Yes, he got by with it. Okay? And it's unjust. But folks not looking at the picture here. He's fired. St. Anthony Police Department is not going to hire him. Unlike Danny, whatever the Italian dude's name for who killed Eric Garner, who's white, who had white privilege to back him up, Yañez is not white 100%, and Yañez is not going to get that doggone privilege card. Yañez is fired. He can be free, but did he win a case? Do he got $1 million? No, he don't. That means that whatever job, many employers are going to look at this man, look at that videotape. Yeah, there's going to be people that want to hire him, but many people don't want their liability or lose businesses if they see a man acting like that and working for them. Okay? And so I guess y'all can get his own business or something, or either work with those who with this mentality. That's the only way that he will stay relevant. But without that pension, without that money, and being fired without pay, he gonna be free without a job, meaning that he gonna not be on the street. This happened to George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman was in the street, homeless. Did I give a flying fuck? Hell no. The Tea Party, nobody, in my opinion, I heard it news that they helped him out to get him out of his misery. No. Same thing with old Whittish bitch named Tanya Graham who beat her son. All them sympathizers 2 years ago that was taking her side and saying that that's you get them, beat them up, being the anti-black male stereotype. Okay, demasculating him and all this other stuff, and all of being what this brothers were saying about without a father. Now suddenly, dude turned 18, and she's bitching and crying about she's homeless and she had no place to go. But all this time, she wanted to coon from the white men and beat her son, who will learn the same behavior that he's distributing from her. Okay. Why the son is throwing rocks? Because he learned that bad behavior from mama. Okay? So, I didn't feel sorry. I don't like to wish bad luck on people. But I didn't feel sorry for her because the same people that was clowning and making and laughing with you are not here to give you some pick up your crumbs. Okay, sister? You was cooning and, and then too, you had 6 kids. That's why, like I said, that's why I don't go and have sex a bunch of times, because I don't want to bring no child to the world, put myself in the STD situation. And then 2, I don't want my kids in poverty, especially when I ain't got my shit together. You know what I'm saying? And half the men is, then I'm telling this brother that the reason why some of these men end up having sex with these women, because they're taught in order to be straight, you have to get your pussy, get some pussy. And they don't understand, and I mean nasty, getting pussy with your dick make babies. I don't know who not teaching that in there, okay? Funny that people can talk about gay people having sex is sin, but they forget that people with outside of marriage, that's also a sin. And God has no favors. So, really, it does say in the Bible, He doesn't have no partiality. So, trying to throw stones, you can be condemned for having babies out of wedlock and having sex out of wedlock too. So, point is, don't make no sense. People, the Bible like people making their own interpretation. But my point is, because always some human, that's what I said for God to correct me. I know human, but point is, and so to the brother, when you're saying that they should follow the law, I follow the law too, brother. I'm not clean, but I've been harassed by the police, and it wasn't just white cops or pocho wannabe white cops. It was also those who are darker than you and I. And those are my shade and your shade and lighter. And do I give a flying fuck what happens to those people of color, of African American or Latino? Because in the part while they doing that shit, they're being told by white people who are more controlling of those. Like, for example, nothing against police chief of HPD, Art, or I forgot his name, Arturo, whatever. Anyway, no offense against him. And McClendon, whatever his name, the brother before him, but There have been reports of here in Houston that white police officers and those especially higher rank mistreat those of color, African American and Hispanic descent, in the police department, and that's why that and they've been discriminated, they've been harassed. The same police who are of color, not all, some of them go out in the field and act just like those people who mistreat them. Okay, mistreat African American person, mistreat an Hispanic person, and yes, it does go within the Hispanic community because you have immigrants who don't speak English, who are not out there thugging or Latin thugging, no offense, or who regular people and these Porcho Coonan ones are going to go and harass them and make fun of them not speaking English proper and all this other stuff, okay, and thinking they're white. And same thing with those African American people. I met cops who make fun of Latinos who are African American. So, and I didn't like them be around it. You know what I'm saying? Just really, you just person of color, just like person. We think a white person gonna love you or something for that. So that's the whole reason why that I, and when they brought to me, because I ain't. God knows my heart. I would never try to go against law. Only time I go against law if I was married, have kids, and something happened to my kids. That's the only time I will do that. Okay. Or if it's a self-defense situation to the point I have to defend myself, that's probably. But me purposely trying to break the law and just be reckless, no, that's not me. Okay? So, but these cops are looking for someone to pick on, narcissistic people, and you are unaware, as Vasha was trying to say, without all that old reverse sexist bullshit, to that COOnservative, and let you know that you have people who are who are actually Klans members, who join the police for without showing any signs of it, and their plan is to come harass you, okay, harass me, harass Yañez, harass anybody of color, because there's a business. It's not only about shooting, okay, and trying to get body parts of people of color. There is businesses to actually lock you up for something there's something you haven't done wrong, something that you was not guilty of, to put you there so they can make money off of you, okay? And I say me too, I'm saying to you because you're lost. I'm not lost. A lot of corporations, a lot of business people buy clothes and buy food, and banks, are banking the private prison complex. And they change slavery from the cattle slavery to the private prison owners. And they're looking for men of color, particular, to put you in there so they can make money off of you. That's why African American people are saying that Latinos and Native American men are being targeted. And they're on Asian. They're doing the same thing. They're going by a list, okay? And yes, you are right that the single parent, and I'm starting to think that the whole idea when integration was legalized, they allowed abortion to be legal. They were trying to get sisters, particular, to lower the population. And then there was just who don't believe in abortion. They, some people, because I have a public housing unit, but they had folks, because people were shocked. I was shocked to know about that there was policies that you can't have no man in the house, and also too, I don't know if it's true or not, but that's untrue because I know there's men here who are married to their wives, or common law married here, who, you know what I'm saying, who live on a property with their baby mama or wife, common law or legalized marriage, and they're on lease. There are men here, most women here, but the men who are on lease who are the head of household here. And I live alone in public housing, so that debunks people's argument. But if there were policies that saying that letting you know, my friend, that a lot of these, they did a sexual revolution for a reason. They knew that sexual immorality would corrupt society. And they knew they would corrupt certain people. And there's a saying going on when people African American do the sexual deviance, they suffer 10 times worse than a white person, and they get the luxury. White people have the luxury to back if they do get in trouble. Okay, People African descent who are poor don't. So I grew up in the sexual revolution when my parents was not married, and my mom was a single parent, so my dad was. But my dad's side of the family raised me, not my other siblings are not my dad's kids, and it broke our, we don't get along because of what happened between them, and also to how I was raised different from my mama and dad were perspective. But when they didn't put it into work, that's not my fault, that's theirs. And they can correct it because I'm a grown person now, and legally they can get in trouble if they try to do that. Okay, because by law I can pursue a lawsuit or either put them arrested. So, and I will do that, trust me, I will. There's no doubt about that. My grandmother did the same thing. I'm not from the old school. I ain't trying to let that BS. But in reporters. So when you're trying to tell, you understand, since I came out the sexual revolution, because it wasn't just people of African descent, you had white people doing it. You had Hispanic, everybody in America, free love and sex, and that was the thing. After integration, that's when sexual revolution, people getting the pills, and all this other stuff. And I think, and then they had the gay, Stonewall thing going on, and that's why. So when they made that, socially acceptable, that's when people start to, lose, their money, because it does take money to take care of kids, and you're dealing with people who was not able to take care of kids mentally, meaning unplanned pregnancies. People always tell me, well, you're not a parent, so you cannot talk. And I said, I can relate to my experience as a child and tell myself I'm not going to make my children go through this. And also can read books written by parents to see how they raise their kids, and hopefully my kids raised in that way, not in the way I was raised. Okay? And I know from bipolar, victimized person myself, that the measures of people raised, beating their children, yelling at them as you were defending on the videos why they're violent, that I don't know, my kids been raised like that. When someone provokes you to anger, you become discouraged. Someone beats you, you're going to want to fight back. So instead of these people trying to fight mom or dad or whoever that's raising them, they're taking it out on people. Bullies are scared people who are weak, insecure, powerless, immature. And so their mama's a bully, the daddy's a bully, and they're bullying them. The only way that they're told by religiously, which is silly because it's also it's wrong to abuse a child. You throw into a sea for what you're doing, teaching is okay. That child wants to bully the people he feels vulnerable or she feels vulnerable. So when you talk about the brothers out there doing it, it's you conservative ones who tell these mothers to be savage mammies, especially during the syndrome back in slavery. And that's why these brothers are out there being violent. I have violent streak too, not because of my black DNA or maybe name recognition or the white DNA. We have a history of white people being violent, okay? And raping and stuff, okay? This country is why they made it so-called great, okay? It's because how the functional way I was raised that I refuse to try to put that in my kids' life. So when I bash these parents, call them mammies and savages and stuff like that, I'm doing it to let you know how I feel about it, because not everybody who are after 18, who's close to 40 and after, say they're glad their parents did it to them. Because I'm letting you know right now, I'm almost 40, I am not happy how I was raised. Okay? So, that's debunks your argument. But I don't know anybody who is a thug who believes that whooping your child is wrong. On the contrary, many people in the hood, which I'm not from here, believe in whooping your kids. But their children keep going to jail. And it's not because of the children. Some of these children, not all, are acting out. And on time mama disapproves of something, that's when she whoops them. Okay? But if mama is not doing what right and wrong, and she doing wrong from the child, who fault is? Do you understand? It's more to the story than the TV, and yes, and meaning them look at, but it's not just the TV and the media on social media. Ever since the old black nationalist hypermassive bullshit came in, And you gotta look at the fact that, and I did my research on this, and it comes to conclusion. When the 70s came out, they had black exploitation films, and I love me some Foxy Brown, but usually the pimp image, the pusher man image, the Superfly, you know what I'm saying, that became the norm. And some of these brothers, when this was time African was working, people, you know what I'm saying, but you had them brothers who was trying to get the fast money, and they saw that masculine character, okay? And that's when white people who are racist behind closed doors, but was friends with people, African American people, was trying to get them some drugs. A lot of folks do not know the whole situation, because a lot of people, African American people back then, who was trying to do the right thing, doing segregation, would not try to be on drugs. You had to be rich. You had to somehow hide it, because the community was so old school that if you got caught doing drugs, they'll call you out on it, okay? But after integration, you had white people who was smile in your face character, who was actually trying to set you up, okay? And they would share drugs, because they knew that Nixon was targeting African American people when he made the war on drugs situation, okay? And the white folks who was involved with them. So that's the bunch people's argument, you know, and by crackheads. Bro, the whole reason why, and I wish I could tell you this, the reason why we're targeted, because when when Reagan became president, after because I was raised when Jimmy Carter was president. I was born, in 79. When Reagan became president, Bush was part of the CIA, was in charge. The daddy Bush. They conspired to bring cocaine in the neighborhood. They got rid of the jobs that many minorities were benefited off. You had minority business. Even the movie Selena talked about that, where the Reaganomics came in and messed up their little restaurant business in Corpus Christi or Lake Jackson, one of the two. Okay. And so it didn't make any. So a lot of men of color who had kids, who wanted to live the good life. And I remember you had folks driving cars, going to the club, folks going getting high with cocaine. Cocaine was the rich man's drug. The crack was the poor man's drug. So when this new thing, crack, came out and people was not getting arrested constantly, that's when you had people who are doctors, lawyers, you had people who professionals taking one hit of that crack pipe, they're addicted. So white race people knew that it would destroy the community, and it did. Okay? And I remember growing up in a time, and my immediate family was not on, but we had relatives that was outcast in our family who were on it. Okay? And even the older people tell you that before they took that crack pipe, they wasn't the way they were. They were trying to go to school. They were trying to get their life together. They was trying to do things productive, okay? But hanging with the wrong crowd, the thugs at the time, that's why I'm an individualistic person. That's why I'm not for collectivism. Because, like I said in my videos, if you are a gardener and you're trying to have fruits and vegetables, or you're trying to have a rose and a weed come in, you're not going to let that weed come in your garden or to destroy it, because it's a plant just like the rest of the plant. Do you understand? That's why I look at it. So the point is, a lot of people don't know how to be your own person, and this was back in the Black nationalist movement. That was very discouraged to be your own person, and if I defend you on that end, because I do admire a brother who dress up, who look presentable, who talk good English, talk well. That's the type of brother that need to represent us. It's the message that I disagree with. And I was upset that the Vice show for making fun of you, but on his videos, he tired seeing thugs. So, I mean, that makes no sense. But that's one thing about our community that we always, and because I accept the separation within, you know. Anybody of any color who don't want me to be my own person, who don't want me to be independent and be have my own prerogative. And Bob Brown say, I can't, we can't. And it's funny when I mentioned about family. We family supposed to get together, but you're not showing unconditional love. You want me to be this character you got in your head, this fictitious character, and try to be this expectation for this character. So that means you don't love me for you just love me for what you want me to be. I'm worth to you. That's all. You want to use me. So a lot of people don't get that. So when I saw the video, I'm happy that you driving a car, got tired, you well spoken. It's a message that I disagree with you, okay? And that's why I did not like the comment section, and I just got the video. He sound gay. The dude voice dark is deeper than mine. And y'all, I just okay. So, but the thugs who perpetrate community, who go to jail, who out here thugging like Kodak Black, okay? You want brothers to act that way, and then they can fool people by saying they straight by acting this old hyper masculine shit, because people so dumb to realize that it's not masculinity or femininity that defines the sexuality of the person. It's the person's actions in the act of sex, or their interest of what they see in sex, not their demeanor. Because and that's why when I heard about the download situation, I laughed. No, for real. I didn't laugh at folks getting HIV, but I laughed at the fact that people are so stupid to think that masculinity make you straight when it's a man, and finna make him straight if you're a female, which is untrue. Very untrue. And many men who are bisexual can play a masculine role in a hyper masculine role and put all these little stupid rituals and having a woman lie, but then he go around hanging with his homeboys or his buddies and he's fucking them. And he goes to jail. He's fucking lose because it's acceptable in jail to fuck each other. Yeah, that's very true. They separate them. No, those ones who admit being gay. But those who live as straight men, there are prison guards who encourage them to have sex. And the dude will call you a faggot, but he's out there getting his dick sucked or getting fucked in the ass for some weed or something. So all that old gay shit and calling folks punks, I laugh because 9 out of 10 these men probably engaged in it, but they're fooling the world because they act hyper masculine. It's no different than what's that the show called The Game, when Malik the Clay was trying to hit on Malik, you know, in his apartment, the lasagna and the wine they were singing to Jay Holiday, you know what I'm saying, song, and the dude was trying. He did not know that Clay was gay, but Clay was a very hyper masculine, burly man. Okay, and I'm glad that episode and people was calling Malik because he was well dressed and he looked, you know, presentable, and that's when women. I mean, when you do that, I'm gonna let you know that's the type of women, us guys, we want a good-looking woman while we looking good-looking as well. We don't want no ratchet woman. I don't want a ratchet-looking woman or live ratchet lifestyle. I don't want my kids living in scandalization. Do you understand that? That's the whole reason why that I look presentable. Because I mean, if me and this woman in the bed together, I ain't trying to be stinking. I ain't trying to have her stuff stink either. I want it to be perfect. So, and it's not just us having sex. If we dating, you don't want my bad hygiene habits or looks. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know what I'm saying? I'm very picky. And when it comes to women, I'm that way with women. If she don't look all there, I'm sorry, if she's not my type. So, you know, I'm not gonna get with some girl and lie and say I'm not into her. I am into her. You know, I'm not into her. I'm not into her, and it doesn't work out. Honestly, best policy. And going back to what Kodak Black said about he like black girls, I don't know what sister will be upset about that. The way he lived his life. All the other brothers who like this brother here, who don't have that mentality but dress good, that's the type of man that you go with. I'm talking about the one who I call the COOnservative. Not with his mentality, but his mentality was different. Something like mine, but dressed presentable. That's the type of brother you want to marry. Someone like Kodak Black, hell no. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Even interracial dating, you want a white man like Macklemore. Someone like Machine Gun Kelly, who call you a black bitch and wants you to be his ghetto guy? No. And he look ugly too? Hell no. Women today don't have no standards today. I mean, not all women, but just, I don't know what it is today. People in general don't have standards. I got high standards, what I like. Okay? So, that's what I'm trying to say, y'all, is that you cannot sit here and get, and then to the brother, you gotta understand, dude, that what I was saying about the crack cocaine, it was not predestined in like from God, but it was promoted and planned by these white supremacists to have the music industry change. Because hip hop was not about shoot up, kill up, nigga, and bitch and hoe. But when they put those four guys from called NWA on there and call themselves niggas with attitude, that's why they sold so much money. That's why you have Ice Cube was the wrong person. They should have got Common or Killer Mike to come and talk to Bill Moore. This brother he came from niggas with attitudes. And y'all upset. I wasn't upset when I heard about, I was disappointed, but I wasn't all that. Because when someone called himself a nigga with attitude, to go against the N-word, that's stupid, okay? And so, they was calling this dude Master Whipping Boy. But to advise show, I'm sorry, you could sound like the whipping boy all the time when folks out there defending the right to protest against Trump. You're telling black folks stay home, but you want to stay here. It's gonna come together. No, you want us to come together based on what your expectation is, that you don't have the funds to get. Then too, you want to maintain someone else's life. You tell them how to live their life, and I'm not for that type of coming together, the unity. Let folks live their individual lifestyle, but we come together for a cause to fight against a cause that's hurting us, but still maintain our individual attitude. It's still showing unconditional love in the community. Not sit here trying to tell you how to live and act and how to dress, when that to me is just stupid. Okay? And this brother here, it was his mentality and message I had a problem with. I'm talking about the COOnservative, I call the one you call the whipping boy. We need brothers to dress presentable, talk well. Okay? I'm not sitting here trying to be the next Stephen Fletcher. The Amos and Andy. It seemed to me those who call themselves pro-black defend that type of attitude, but didn't want to know why that there's brothers being thugs. Remember, they made those bad stereotypes, and it was white people who was racist ones in Hollywood and those in literature was making these stereotypes and telling African people to do that. And that's why I call y'all the whipping boys, because you're trying to do exactly what you're trying to do. You don't even accept the individuality of the brother or the sister. You want them to be like you, and they have no identity of their own. And I'm against that. Okay, very against that. You bad. Martin King talking about burning house. Well, that's misinterpreted. The burning house and the idea was that I brought you to something that's 10 times worse. But at the same time, he's still defending his right to be integrated, because we don't live in Africa. One thing, if we in the burning house, then if you in the burning house, and we shouldn't fight against Trump and protest, because it's our fight too, because we got to deal with next day coming up segregation, okay, and abuse and burning crosses. They're killing folks, in badges, they're killing all this other stuff, but you're not giving the tools, Mr. Hypermasculine, alpha male, whatever you want to call yourself. You're not giving the tools, you're not armoring, you're telling folks to armor, but are you there to try to provide those in public housing like myself to tell Carson to change that rule that Clinton and Cisneros, because you know what I'm saying, you want head. What you say? What head? We're not talking about a head, Sarah. I don't know what you're talking about. We might get to the subject. This is totally different. I'm not talking about superhead. But the point is, it doesn't make any sense that you telling brothers to, because there's many things I did agree with of our show, but about black men being laughing stock the way he's dressing. But then when a brother dressed well like this dude, you want to clown him talking about Carter Banks and gay male, when actually a lot of gay men are being and those who are gay or those who are not hyper masculine but straight, okay, and those who are bisexual who don't find it by the stereotype, they are getting harassed by white men and mistreated and being threatened by white men, okay. And like I say, yes, I'm talking about the guy in the car. Yes, I am. And so, so to make that argument, bear me, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm, Lovey T's friend. It don't make any sense talking about of our show to make videos about black men being laughing stock the way they dress sloppy and thuggish, but this brother here dressed very. I'm sorry, it's just the message and mentality that I totally disagree with. Call him Carter Banks. When we do act like Carter Banks, they're the ones who white men, racist ones, do not like that, because we're going against their stupid negative stereotype about what black folks supposed to be. A lot of them hook up with the thugs as friends, use thugs to do their dirty work, and the thug is, and those who call themselves niggas, okay, those are the fiddlers on the plantation that's trying to stop us from being free. Okay, they're the savage fiddler, the thug fiddlers, okay, they're the stone block. While we have a vision to stop this problem, here come Master's Weapon Boy acting hyper masculine, brute, doing everything that white men so want them to do to be the inferior complex of what black's supposed to be. They're the ones stopping us. And the biggest whipping boy that really, I'm going to go ahead and say it, was someone that you admire, was Marcus Garvey. W. Bois was right. That man was dangerous to our community. The man was friends with the Ku Klux Klan. Had a meeting with them. I forgot what the white man was there in the meeting. It's on Wikipedia. And they loved Marcus Garvey. That's why they lynched Marcus Garvey, because he was telling people, Africans, saying to people what to do, what to say, how to dress, who to marry, all that control paneling shit. That's their weapon boy, and you took a lot of his ideology and used it towards propaganda. And I'm laughing at both you and Lovely T, who keeps bringing up money. Which is true, I do agree that YouTubers want to see should get paid here and there by the subscribers, invest in the community, have, because they do it to everybody, young turks, whatever. But you're talking to a people who've been told to stay broken, live broken, don't get out to fix and heal from breaking, to fight against any brokenness. And that's exactly what you're teaching the community. Lovely T didn't like me because I told the truth back in 2014 that it's none of no one's business to tell someone what to do to their body. And she didn't like that. Because for one thing, she went a wig in her head. Who at the making black people look bad. Exactly. And thugs and hood rats are the whipping boys and whipping girls in the community, because while progressive folks like myself who are trying to progress in the community, who are trying to get into the corporate world and to dominate, that's why a white man don't like someone like me and this brother here who was in the car. They don't want to see that, okay? So besides that, he was in the corporate whipping boy, if you want to call it, or the classy one. They got the thug ones who gonna try to shoot me, rob me, do everything what master will do, white master do. They hired them. They conspired these. That's why the African City community are slums. Not all communities. The reason why African City community, Donald Trump was saying that, what do you have to lose? Because white racist people who are cops do not want to come to the community. They just want to beat somebody up, shoot somebody up, arrest somebody unjustly, or if it's a big crime, they try somewhere in their heart to do right. Okay? But when I call the police on some of these thugs, it's them taking from 45 minutes to an hour to come. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't want to see the thugs, they don't want to allow the thugs to get away with murder. By the time that they come to the scene, I could be dead or robbed already. The suspect already gone. So they know exactly what they're doing. Okay? And then too, these cops are working with the drug dealers, sell their dope for them. It's when the shit hits the fan with them, that's when they want to arrest the thugs. A lot of folks did not know that. I'm going to spill that beans out there. You got corner stores that's selling dope for them. And when I hear a raving person talk shit about like African people, I'm going to point that out, that they got a corner store in their community. They're helping drug dealers sell their dope for them. That's going on. So a lot of folks, when they hit the Kush, when Mayor Turner, our dog chocolate brother, and Art, the Latino guy, was doing this, they were, right, exactly, I agree with that. And, Sarah, what you just said, they were getting the Kush. They found out, even the Vice show found out that the mom and pop store was selling the Kush materials, and then distributing in the community while they sell legit stuff in the dollar stores, in the corner stores. That's going behind closed working with us. Why you think these thugs in every corner store, liquor store, they're outside? They ain't supposed to be loitering around. Even when a cop comes by, they don't even flinch to get away from the scenery. They're right there. 9-10, the cop is giving the drugs, distributing the smoking dope with them, doing whatever they doing. And I met former drug dealers. Old school brother told me that the drug dealer lived in a predominantly white neighborhood, but had a crack house in the hood. The reason why they didn't get arrested for doing it because they paid the HPD cop off. That's how they do it. So it's more to the story. Everybody keeps talking about thugs and hood rats. Okay, you got cops doing drugs with the drug selling it too. So that's a lot of folks not talking about this. So before Mr. COOnservative guy, talk about Philando Castile, he do his research before he started opening his mouth, and that's the mentality of that. And I have to bash that part. Sorry. And white people do discriminate us based on the thug, hood, the fun thing, try to work hard and make us look good. Exactly, Sarah. We try to progress and do everything right, and these still white race people still try to, and then sometimes they will reward the thug and hood rat for being, stereotypical. Remember, folks understand that the reason why these dudes and women too act like thugs and hood rats because Stephen Fletcher was given money, was the high-paying African-American actor because he played negative stereotypes. No different than these old hood thug rappers talking about shooting them up and killing and nigga and bitch and hoes and making money off of that, while white people making big times money and trying to get that money to private prison. Also, a young man who don't have a father, or the father could be a thug too, okay? And they out there being influenced to be the next thug. You know what I'm saying? So they can lock him up. That's what they doing. It's a mouse trap. You know, when you put cheese for the mouse to eat, so you can keep the trap. That's exactly what they're trying to do. So I'm gonna keep it shut. But this brother here needs to do more research before talking about I'm being a good. And bear with me, y'all. This because I have this security thing on my phone, and I allowed it to kind of shut down when there's no activity going on. So I do apologize if I keep going back and forth on the video. It keeps shutting me up. Okay, so I'm gonna have to find a way to enable that. But the reason why that the dude don't realize that he is being targeted, should I miscite, even though he's doing everything right, because they had to put guns on him, that they feel that because you're African, if you looked like a white man, he would do it. But to avoid show clowning him, making fun of this man, and based on his dress and how he talked, I got offended right there. Like, I'm not brother who died and told you God to everybody supposed to bow down to, okay? And live their life full. You know, I get tired of hypocrites. When I said about Lovey T yesterday, a lot of folks talk that old hotel black national stuff, but they contradict themselves. While they trying to fight against white supremacy, they're going on white supremacy by telling the people African said what to do, like a slave master, and then the next thing awarding those outside the community who don't buy into that. And I see that a lot. Defending their rights. They defend the other people's rights before they defend their own people's rights. And I can't sit here and agree with that. But the truth of the matter is to by Philando Castile, no, he was not being a thug. Now, people been bashing by Diamond, the one who's Philando's girlfriend, who was in the car. I do agree partially that her behavior prior to the shooting is people are looking at, and I want folks to understand that I don't care. Okay, I don't care what people say. Wait, the thugs want us to stay in the ghetto. That's right. Thugs wants us to stay in the ghetto, and I'm glad. Before I get to the Diamond chick, that's Philando's girlfriend who was in the car when he got shot. Before I get to her, that's very true, because last year, when in the hood, I was mind my own business, talking to a female friend, and she hang around these whole thugs. The thug is my complexion, who's my homegirl's ex-boyfriend, who don't work, 22 years old, homegirl about my age, because she's older than him, and don't do nothing. He helped out with her, but he not doing anything progressive to help his girlfriend out. The other dude, the dark-skinned one, he been in the penitentiary, bread worker, but still want to be a thug, even though he working and got out of prison. So they wouldn't pick on me because I don't act stereotypical. So the one that was my complexion had nerve to say that you trying to be a white man by working, because I was off of work today, and doing everything and all this other stuff. Thank you. Exactly. I saw what you said, Sarah. So what happened? The third dude gonna tell me we should not be working, we should not go to school. That's for white people. God said don't have no knowledge, which is very untrue, because Hosea 6:4-6 said people of lack of knowledge suffers. And they said the Bible said knowledge is power. I said no, it doesn't technically say it, but it's letting you know it is a power to have knowledge. These two coons also said fuck Black Lives Matter. These thug coons. These not coons who dress like this dude here. These are thugs who have penitentiary, drug records, do drugs, sell dope, be involved in thuggery. They said fuck Black Lives Matter, and one was my complexion and one was dark skin. Okay, I want everybody to understand that. The thugs also said that we should not work. The thug brother, the camera light skinned brother, told me that Martin King had a right to get killed because he was living in the white man's world. We were segregated. We had everything our own. So I was like, for real. So it's funny when white people bring up Black Lives Matter. You got thugs who do not like, who are African descent, who do not like Black Lives Matter, who say fuck Black Lives Matter, nigga kill each other, like they say about Kevin Gates said that, okay? All this other stuff's funny when you say nigga kill each other, but you want to call yourself a nigga to kill a brother and call him a nigga. It's just the stupidest thing in the world. So That I was not shot with what's the old thug looking who drinks get high and coon for white people rapper name Lil Wayne. Okay, it wasn't too much shocked about that because half these dudes do that. And I can't get mad at Africans either, because let me let you know, African people, it's very true. African people, they know they black and they don't have to act stereotypical. It's just the arrogance of because some brother acted fool with them. Don't throw it at me. That's why I have the individuality card. But the truth of the matter is that that African American people who don't have no self-awareness of who they are. And I'm not saying that we black and hotep. I'm talking about actually knowledge that you're multiracial. Because I was saying the brother who's my complexion, said, yeah, because I'm not African, I'm black, but I don't look black like this. You know, my skin is brown. And he was making from the dark skin. That dude, he real black. And I said, see right there, I said, you said we were not mixed. Well, just like you just said right there, that lets you know we are mixed. Could become different shades and hair textures. That's not pure black. So when he said, you're right, we are black. And I said, well, when you say that I'm trying to be white, I do have white DNA in me, so that's stupid. And when I look in the mirror, I don't see an Akon picture. Okay? And you get offended, but it's the damn truth. And I'm not going to darken myself mentally to make someone feel good. That dark-skinned person, he or she should have the courage to make their own self feel good without looking for other people to feel good. That's right, they deal with serious issues. And they approach, the only thing that Africans need to understand that African American people been here for 400 years and mixed with different races. And we have a different mentality than them. But not all Africans stand to hating the African American people part. Don't hate all of us, because it's not all of us who are out here being thugs. It's many of us who are trying to work, who are trying to get our life together, trying to get out the hood. Because it's funny, it was 10 years ago, I was trying to get my own proper upscale apartment, and hear people who are African descent from Africa, African American who mixed up white Hispanic, telling me to stay at home with grandma, and I'm at 28 years old. That's kind of stupid. They want me having nothing of my own, but they get mad at brothers who choose to live at home with mom or grandma, or whoever who don't want to work, who out there thugging, getting high, making babies left and right. They already play into it too. They just as guilty as what those people are doing. Because when a brother who's not trying to do that, when I made the video about the entitlement, I laughed at these white racist people making entitlement. Oh, they want to be a welfare and don't want to work. Excuse me, that's a damn lie. I remember putting a bunch of applications, bunch of resumes. I still got some of the resumes. I'm cleaning my apartment right now from 2010 and 9. You know, showing, because I was getting unemployment, I show proof that I'm getting when I'm getting unemployed, that I would look for work. I got my email already full, my business email. I'm looking for work because I'm saving Indeed.com applications. But no, they don't want to hire me, and they want to use a thug image. Then they want to tell you to stay at home, don't be self-sufficient. You know, accept your oppression. Try to use a religion. Oh, I hate when people do that. This is even wonder why nobody want to go to church today. Instead of using religion to elevate to get out of the misery, they want, instead of being the good Samaritan, be the aid to of Psalms, trying to defend the oppressed, not defend the oppressor. They're telling the oppressor stay there, and this is what God wants you to go. So I guess when they get into a hurricane, I shouldn't give the people, if I was a rich man, no money, because guess what? They have a right to the deal. They have to deal with the cross, if they try to say. That gets on my nerves. When they have the funds to have the money, because I'm not one of these dudes who get the money and be like that woman from not Arkansas. What's that woman name? That hood rat bitch that was crying on her mug shot, but she would use that money to get her baby daddy. Yeah. Yeah, black conservatives are brainwashed just like Latino conservatives are about white supremacy. But this brother here I'm not too angry with this man because remember I'm 38 years. I'll be 38 next 2 months, and thank you. I love that too. You sure right, Sarah. You love the thugs. I love my hood, and I run my hood. But you got Asian, Hispanic, Africans, and Middle Eastern people taking money and give it back home, and they don't run shit in that. The only thing running is the drug gang that the white man actually running. And so, and I'm sorry, that dude in the video, they are dumb and stupid. You're right, Sarah. You're right. They're dumb, stupid, ignorant, and that's the one who try to give you advice. And that's why it is. They're going to listen. When I hear a person with no sense try to tell me something, of course I ain't gonna listen. They have right. They get pissed off, mad, all they want to, but I'm not gonna listen to a person who don't have lack of knowledge. And it's like, you ever heard the saying that there's a person in jail trying to tell you how to get out of jail, but they not out of jail yet? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. Yeah, it's funny. They'll tell you how to get out of jail, but they locked up. Then when you try to get out of jail and get caught, the same people ain't got no money to get you out, to get your lawyer, none of that. That's true. And let me not to be misogynist. Hoes do need to stop craving for some dick. I'm just getting tired of that. A woman who does that does not give her respect. Instead of looking for a man with and I'm sorry to say it, a good man with a dick for them, who gonna take care of their kids, take care of them, who marry them, not just use them for some sex, okay? Who gonna give them food, who gonna give them pleasure, who gonna take care to be the head house. That's what they look for. Don't look for, these women and these men start looking for pussy too. Putting blood, that's right, putting blood in foods, drink, exactly. Exactly, and you're right, Sarah. And one thing that you can't get too mad about the women who get in the weave. They gotta understand you can grow your own hair. Okay, there's coconut oil, rosemary oil, jojoba oil. Okay, they got hair pills. But it's these old people, because one particular on my mom's side, I'm not gonna say the person's name, who told her granddaughter that she could not have long hair because of hair texture. Funny part, she has the same hair texture, probably a little different because of the mixing, but and you know what I'm saying. So she was cosmetology. That's not true. And I told the older relative that's not true. They have stuff to make your hair grow. And she was trying to disagree with me. But this woman did not finish school and went to cosmetology. I didn't talk bad about someone in my family, but I hate to argue with old people who choose to be ignorant. Okay, it's called like it is, and then a young person comes in, they're intimidated by that. But they didn't do shit their own self, so I'm gonna listen to that. I look at I observe the person's lifestyle before I listen to their message sometimes. So what happened was, when the woman, I told people, you got hair pills. Oh, I'm scared to take hair pills. But if you can do weed, I'm not talking about she does, but it's funny. If you can do weed, crack, kush, all this other stuff, but you're scared to take some hair pills and make your hair grow, that's the stupidest thing. I don't understand. Herbal pills, hair pills that actually is not illegal. They give you a nice look, because when you're taking that biotin pills, they actually they make your skin look good. You be looking more younger sometimes. That's why I take biotin my own self. I will go ahead and admit that. But other than that, they want to sit here and make excuses, and then they don't want to give the money to the Asian. You know what I'm saying? And and then killing people over some weed, when actually you can go to the store, use your stamps, and get coconut oil, and then you get rosemary oil. I just bought some rosemary oil at Whole Foods store, and that stuff, everybody says I smell like Bengay, the stuff. But that makes your hair grow. Actually, rosemary oil help you think too. It goes into your brain, and it help you. Rosemary oil make you I don't know if y'all are pressure to be perfect in society, but you benefit from being perfect. Let me let you know when I say that. Um, yeah, but let me let you know that sisters have it way better than brothers. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Um, yeah, I do. The most disrespected person I'm gonna say is the brother, and then I'm gonna tell you, it's not just the brother, the African American man in this country is the most disrespected than the sister. I'm sorry I said it, because at least the sister have a job, taught to be independent, taught to be on their own, and not worry about being on your own. A man who's not taught about that, I'm sorry to say, is not a man. And when these men who's hyper masculine, they, let me tell you why. It's not only the weird Lynch syndrome, the being mentally weak but physically strong, the worth of feels and being controlled by the woman and the white man. Okay, so it's because these brothers don't have no power, and they make rituals amongst themselves about how to dress, act, and all other crap. Because funny, an African man who has power in his country don't feel that way. The white man who runs his community don't feel it. The Hispanic man, the Asian. But dumb, stupid brothers who don't have no power, who choose not to have no problem, because all that hyper masculine talk, they can transfer that to try to fight against racism, but choose not to. And they're so scared of ramifications. Talking about, I'll make yourself. No, I'm here to help you be alive the next day. They'll punk out when it's a racial issue. Well, the reason why I trying to mess up my yo is that way. I'm gonna tell you about, because he's a dark skinned brother. And I'm not trying to bash dark skinned brother. I'm a caramel skinned brother, but you know I'm not too light, but doggone it. Some, not all dark skinned brothers don't like their complexion, like Thomas and York, okay? And they've been rejected within the community because our community is very mixed up. We different shades of those who are lighter than me. We get more, for example, brothers, and I'm sorry to say this, who are my shade caramel, all the way to high yellow, like Drake complexion, and lighter. We get pulled over, we get mistreated by the cops, but the stream is not extreme. Dark skinned brothers who are like the complexion Tommy do. And a sister, I've got her name, a little light complected, not too light. She was a professor. She was telling a multiracial class with white people in. So the cops took a survey that the darkest, the man who's real dark in nature, their complexion scares them. Okay? And so that's why they target dark skinned men. Then they target those who their brother complexion, who's Mahadi complexion, meat caramel, all the way to high yellow. You know what I'm saying? You know, because we still gonna get shot. Even the dude who's part black and part white, who found he got African DNA, who was a white cop who also mixed, Cleon Brown, was called COOnservative. They made fun of him, okay? But in daily basis, they're not gonna see threat until Cleon say, 18% black in my DNA test, okay? Then they start calling him all type of names. So do you understand? Because like the other day, I was to the Whole Food store and get it harder. Well, the reason why the black woman gets it harder, is not because of sisters being sisters. It's some sisters, okay? Well, the reason why the black woman gets hard, you have someone like Leslie Jones representing the sisters in Hollywood, making it, but she showed a negative stereotype. That's why I bashed her. And I didn't feel sorry when they bashed her, when Milo did, because I don't like Milo either, because she made sisters look terrible. Because every time they see a sister who are racist, they'll think of someone like Les Jones. Think about Chad Ochocinco's mom. Okay? And even brothers, as myself, I bash brothers who do portray that thug character, who make us, when I'm looking for a job, trying to take care of my bread, trying to make sure I have food and clothes and be independent, I gotta have this in my head that white racist person or that person of a minority group who is racist, they gonna bring that old thug image to me and try to use it as an excuse to hit me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole reason why that I bash them. You know what I'm saying? And when people was looking at me mad at me when I bash Older Single's mom, Paula Johnson. I didn't like Farrah called her a black piece of shit. But I'm glad that she said that, and I'm going to explain why. Paula Johnson felt that it was comfortable because white supremacy have made sisters look terrible when they did Louis Lynch syndrome. The idea of the angry black woman was to demonize the black man so he would not feel strong enough to fight against his oppression. That's exactly what it was about. Okay? Because a man feels less than a man when a woman is belittling him. Okay? So, that's why, so when these women like Toya Graham, Paula Johnson, act all animalistic, yeah, white folks like it who are racist when you're doing it towards another brother or sister. But soon you turn that mess to them, that's when they have a problem. Okay? That's when they have a problem with you. They want to call you the angry black woman. They want to call you out your name. Okay? So that's the reason why. Because they want you to be the mammy. The mammy was happy being a slave. Mammy, even though she was fat and dark skinned, was getting knocked up by massa. By choice. But Mammy also was the so-called Christian woman to the world when they did not know about massa and her relationship. The babies come out, of course. Mammy also won that groom. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm glad that you mentioned that. Mammy was also the one who exactly. You would never lower yourself to away. And I'm not against sisters dating white men, okay? I'm not against that at all, okay? But let me just the subject, okay? So Mammy was the character who was emulated towards the men in the plantation. And she groomed the girls to be independent, but she also was evil, like Precious' mom, to ready prepare for the girls on the plantation to be sex slaves to masters so they can be in power. So reason why sisters get it bad, because as they bashing brothers in the public, brothers who are like Thomas is trying to bash them too. Okay? And then too, I'm glad we, at the same time, I don't like Thomas, but I'm glad we have a Thomas because everybody always thought that brothers who are mahogany complected, camel, always to high yellow and pale complected, we the ones are the coons because we don't look like the true African man that came on the ship. But here's someone who looked like the true African man who's way darker than me, you know, and demonized African American people. Yeah, I never thought that monster would exist when I saw it growing up. I saw someone like that before, okay? And they talk about black pride and they hurting black people, okay? So I saw that growing up. So, that's the whole reason why that when I hear Thomas from y'all, the reason why he bashing sisters, because the sisters, the same sisters that I love black men, and I want the darkest one, those are the same sisters he went with who used black men, his complexion, for the BBC to take care of them. But when shit goes on, they're the ones who want to fight the black man, berate the black man, make the black man feel less than who he is, and then get white massa to hurt him. If you try to put a hand on, she put a hand on you, she don't go to jail. But you put a hand on her, next thing, why he come white man with a bit of cup, but will be for beating her. Okay, and having that stuff is very true. He speaks some truth, but harsh, and that's exactly. But that's pain, because in our community, I had to agree. We do let sisters get by with stuff that brothers don't get by with, and that needs to stop. That reverse sexism in our community needs to stop. So if we, you know what I'm saying, if you can't, you know what I'm saying, so that's the reason why. His own mama, exactly. And I'm glad that we're seeing this because in our community, because you're from the Caribbean, but those in African Americans that came out of cattle slavery, we always gave the woman the benefit out because the slave master wanted that woman to keep the control of the community. Because I know offense, I'm not trying to be sexist, but it's the man's job to hold on to the community, to hold on the house, to be in charge of the house. It's not the woman's job unless the woman lose her husband or something. Do you know what I'm saying? The woman's it's not. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, that's the problem. So when you got these men raised by these single parent women, they're why, for example, my mama didn't raise me. My grandparents on my dad's side raised me, and my dad was here, most of my life than my mom. You know, me and him don't get along. And my mom, she tries to play that controlling behavior with me. It don't work. Yeah, I pretend to be submissive, but when I told her that I don't want to talk to her no more, and the reason I did because there was times, and I go ahead and admit it, if she did try to intimidate me, the idea of wanting to kill her was stop, because it's not to kill because she's my mom. No, it's a person being evil to me, want to do harm because she did it to her own mother. She did it to my siblings, and this idea of defending myself comes in my head, and I'm afraid of going to jail or might do something to my own self, take my own life, because I'm not trying to go through that situation. So someone just told me when she called, tell her not to call, and she never called me again. As I told her, I said, she's fine. I said, well, I'm not the one begging to see her. She begging to see me, and begging to see me. Every time we come see each other, she won't want to fight. She had a reputation of fighting, okay? And like I said, my mom's Scorpio. My own mother, yes, he did. My own mother, my own grandmother was scared of her on my mom's side. Her own mother was scared of her. It was intimidated by her. So my dad not intimidated by her. So I don't want to go to jail or be put on death row if something happens. And that's very true. And like I said in the beginning of the video, the 50% of the black women because of the sexual revolution. See, remember, in our community back in the day, before integration, we believe in marriage. We honor it. There was no white man's thing. We knew that in order to have a family, you had to get married. If you got a girl pregnant, you better go ahead and get married. There was a shotgun ready. That means the dad of that sister come out with a shotgun, and he better put a bullet on your head if you try to, put your thing in him. His mom, his daughter. So, and there were times you had to get permission. Like, yeah, literally, because on my daddy's side, I ain't trying to tell my grandma business, but the dark-skinned guy, my great-grandfather with straight hair, okay, that's my grandma's, on my dad's side, dad. He, but let me get to the subject. He, my grandfather had to go to him and ask him, my great grandfather, can I marry your daughter? Really? Yeah, that was the old school way. So that's how they did it. They didn't do it by, they didn't do it the way that by choice. You had to go literally to the dad of the sometimes the mama if the dad wasn't around, but usually the dad. And so, but when integration happened, that's when the sexual revolution came in. Nixon allowed, and first thing, I'm a pro-life Democrat. A lot of Democrats who are pro-choice do not know this. It was Nixon, who's Republican, allowed abortion to be legalized. And he said in the tapes that he's ready to get them black bastards killed. So when I get attacked by white people who are liberal, who pro-choice, and I do get attacked, like I give a damn about these stupid asses who are educated, and if they are familiar with the ideology of the abortion industry being racist, then there's undercover white supremacists already. I already know that, okay? That's why I screen people, especially that's I'm very unique. As a unique person, we're able to read people 10 times faster than a person who go along to get along. Okay, a lot of folks don't know that, okay? So, because they were bashing me, they were so liberal, they wouldn't act the way they act, they actually would listen to what I have to say. They know, people know that Margaret Sanger was a racist. Susan B. Anthony, the first feminists, were not for Sagner. They actually was against Sagner. And so their feminism was not about going against marriage. The feminism back in the day were very pro-woman, but at the same time keeping the family together. So, but let me get to the subject. It's also happening in the Latino community too. It's not just happening in the African the American Latino community has single parent too. Okay, that's the because I know many people who are single parents who are Latino. Okay, it is America. I ain't talking about foreign born. Foreign born Latinos keep that tradition going on. It's the Americanized ones. Because America is no longer a moral country. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I mean, America is not. It's never been a moralistic country, but now it's actually exposing the immorality going on in immorality, should I say? Okay, everybody get mad about the Pride Parade, but they had sexual immorality back then. So I understand people whine about that. But my point is, so a lot of people in our when the sexual revolution came in the 60s and 70s, remember a lot of our people had jobs. They wasn't out there doing crack. They came later on. A lot of them was doing good, going to the club every night and going to the club. It was not just going to dance, and some of these folks were going to pick up a girl. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't understand. Well, because let me let you know the reason why, Sarah, that it goes to Hispanic and Asian, because those are immigrant families, Americanized Latino and Asian ones, who bought into the hookup culture, are now becoming single parent households just like the white ones. The African American people went along with it because you had pastors in the church who are in the Protestant churches got more liberalized while they're trying to be conservative. And then one thing, they want to attack gay people in the community, but at the same time they accept their son and daughter who have but it's the American black community. That's the truth. But the Americanized Latino and Asian are also having single parent, and it's growing. Because when I was in school growing up, and I went to Birmingham Hispanic School, there were those who did tell their children because they was teenagers at the time, to get married when you have a child, okay? Because you messed up. You're supposed to get out of high school and then get married, or go to college and then get married. Well, everybody was listening to me and Freak on Today to done about, and all this, everything was sex and sex. You have Madonna. I mean, I grew up in the MTV culture. So, the MTV culture is very multiculturalized and multiracialized, but you have a white dominance in it. Let's call it like it is. Why it's mostly white people who run MTV, not people of color. Okay, it's just they've been working for them. Okay. And they're telling us it's okay to have sex before marriage, okay? Get condoms, teach sex education. And the first thing people think that sex is love, when it's actually marital love that includes sex. Not outside of it, they're not being taught that. And these people, these folks go to church, but they're not listening to what their pastor or priest is saying. The culture is telling us to, this is love, and I'm gonna make love to you tonight, and all the other stuff. I remember them days, the message of the song telling you anything about getting groove on. I'm sorry to get all crazy here, but they're not telling us that the repercussions, the consequences, I try to say, of doing that. Now I'm talking about child support, HIV, STDs. You're living in poverty. Okay, they're not telling us that. They're telling us that you know, you and your baby mama gonna do good. You know, y'all gonna go to work together. You know, and you shack it up in the house. Well, and we see white people doing it. That's called like it is. The reason why a lot of folks were out there sexing, we saw white people on TV. You're not married, having sex outside of marriage, even having kids and shacking and not believing in marriage. And there was a white man told me that back in the 70s and 60s, late 60s and 80s, a lot of white people did not believe in marriage. And this, you know what I'm saying, not all white people, but this is the yuppies, you know what I'm saying? And I remember watching soap operas and shows that mostly had white characters and the white actors and actresses. Melrose Place, 90210, and it was like, damn. It was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You know, they said it's like damn, they living good. You know what I'm saying? They living good, and we gon' you know, me and my girl gonna do that too. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, you know, them people are actors, and they're not taking care of your baby bills. You know what I'm saying? And so, a lot of us saw white people doing it. You know what I'm saying? And especially in California, you know, sex industry, you see porno. The one thing that those white people have a plan B, if they do get pregnant outside of marriage, they have a plan B financially if they do have a child out of wedlock. Many of us don't. You know what I'm saying? Financially. So that's why. Okay? Remember, the reason why that brothers and Latinos dudes at one period of time, not all of us were wanting the white woman now because she was a trophy. We saw the white woman being a trophy, but then sometimes we saw the white woman be like Madonna and being like freaky on pornos. You know what I'm saying? We did not know there was discrimination in porn. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, we did not know there was discrimination in porn. It would not show Latinos or African American people, any part of colors, being degraded in porn if they got that race play shit. We did not know all that. We thought that they, you know, these women, people should be attractive, and we did not know that many porn stars also kill themselves once they do porn. It's very true. It's a lot of suicidal rating within the porn industry. It's also that many of them do die of AIDS if they're not checked. We don't know about the bad stuff. We know about the good stuff, right? So realize that many brothers and Latino men or enemy could go white women because we saw that porno. We saw how she did it. But the brown girl or the sister down the hood or the barrio ain't gonna do it. This is back in the day. I ain't talking about millennium. I'm talking about 1990s and 80s. You know, if you was that girl thought in the hood of barrio, they called you hoe, they call you puta, they call you all, you know what I'm saying? So you knew not to act that way. But the white girl who lived in, you know, in suburbia, she a cheerleader, and she doing this, and she the good girl to everybody, but yeah, she was a freak. You know what I'm saying? And she got away with it. You know, she could commit suicide too or whatever, but if all the white dudes who see as the jocks, or you know, are the ones who you know who's have higher prestige in their community, we want to be like them too, but a person of color of it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go with that white woman. So that's why some of these dudes go with white women. It's not just because white women is commercialized as a beautiful thing. The thing was that back in the day, their sisters didn't give you no head. You know, Latinos would not give you no head. It was the white woman, because we saw that porno, the blonde, blue-eyed white woman giving head to the white dude. The reason why the suicide rate is so high, because remember that when people see your pornographic business, a lot of them take drugs in order to do the stuff they're doing for money. They're not willing participants in it. They're doing it to get the money, but they feel guilty inside of doing it. So when they're getting the money, you're gonna have haters at your hometown, your You know what I'm saying? Right. They're yeah, exactly. And so point is, at your hometown, these porno people cannot get jobs because they're afraid their jobs is going to follow them, their past porn industry, what I'm saying? People are clowning them, people call them hoes, and so they're getting made fun of, and the women, but it's also the men are getting, it's not just the women, it's the men. And then some of these men who do straight porn, they do gay porn too. So of course the dudes, their homeboys, they were one time friends, they turn against them, they call them faggots and stuff, and oh, you do gay porn, a woman, oh, I don't want to go with you because you get gay porn, get gay for pay. All that's going on in everywhere. They're going to get bullied on cyberbullying, and then they're getting bullied in public. That's a two-way street. So if they don't have that strength to fight against it, and then you have those who are atheists, who don't believe in God, or they don't believe in anything that's supernatural, of course they will resort back to want to commit suicide. I mean, you have people who believe in God too who commit suicide too, but these people who left all that, you got folks who are former pastors' sons and daughters, or Sunday school, you know what I'm saying? That is very true. Half of the industry, because at one period of time that the industry they would not do condoms. One particular former porno star, she's trying to get exposed to porn. I watched it on YouTube, and the porn, what she did was she have a clinic in Los Angeles somewhere. So, and she exposed that many of the porno companies do not want to feature condoms because guess what it does? It stops people want to watch the porn because the condom involved, and they don't understand. They don't understand that person who's doing the scene might be HIV positive. Let me go do something right quick. Hold on, y'all. Alright, sorry y'all. I've been cleaning up my apartment. So, but the truth about it is that's the reason. No, I went to close down the blinds because it's after 12 o'clock. Yeah, I went to close down Rich. I went to close down the blinds. That's why, because it's after 12 o'clock. So I didn't realize the blinds were closed. But yeah, for security purposes, you're a former cop. You already know. But the truth of the matter is that's the reason why these porn people, they lose their their reputation as good people when people look at their porn. The kids get made fun of. So it's a lot it's giving money, but they don't understand it's a lot, to deal with. And that's why men don't do drugs, to calm them, to make sure they don't feel, guilt. Because remember, it's a lot of moral guilt when you're doing that type of stuff. You putting yourself to the world to live stream, to tell everything, and you letting folks know that you're the stuff you're doing, but people use that stuff you're doing on social media to harm you and go against you. So a lot of folks do not know that. Sorry, y'all. I had some mildew. I had to throw away some boxes, and that's the reason why. Yeah, I had to take me a shower to clean everything up. Yeah. But also, so let me close this video. Y'all, it's been 2 hours. To break it down to Yañez and what's that man name? Who's on YouTube or on Worldstar? Who's conservative? Bruh, let me let you know that your persona, as the way you present yourself, is good, but the message is not good. It also, you can do more research to realize, and not everyone is not taking pictures of the cops for fame. That's the last thing I want to do is to do that. Yes, I always want to take a picture or take evidence because people are lying in law enforcement. Not every human is perfect. Okay, no one's perfect, but not everyone is living right and doing right within authority or not authority. So that's what I would say. Also, too, they do see as a mean society, brother, because you had guns drawn on you, and you was the person who was non-threatening. So that lets you know. And second off, Philando Castro did not try to be a mean society, be a thug. Philando Castro was a real restricted brother. Of course, people are using about his girlfriend Diamond, who was in the car when he got shot. Okay, husband we on Facebook. Sorry, when Yañez was shooting Philando. Yes, that has a lot to do with it, but that didn't lead up to what's going on, and so I had different perspective with that situation. But the point is that no, that was not justified. It was wrong. And Yañez was wrong for shooting Philando Castile, and I'm letting y'all know y'all need to stop doing that situation, okay? But that's all I gotta go right now. And one day, but like I said, I'm not too much worried about this dude, but I don't like the fact that people in our community want to use his dress and way he speak, which is very. Thus, we need more of that men with a different message and mentality in our community than a thug image. Okay? Because I ain't trying to be a thug image. I'm not trying to be the hyper masculine in someone else's mentality. I'm my own independent person, and people should respect that. If they're true brothers and sisters, they should be show unconditional love and not trying to make me live their way. Okay? Because that's going against freedom and civil rights right there. Alright? Bye. Y'all have a nice day.